extra time, waiting for the acolyte. I am gonna catch that fool. You will think I'm really cool. All I wanna do is impress you with my mouse trap. All I wanna do is convince you with my cheese. All I'll do is be the coolest cat here, but I'll need some more super breed. Just watch me, mouse. Just watch me catch you. Just watch me, mouse. Just watch me catch you, catch you, catch you. All I wanna do is impress you with my mouse trap. All I wanna do is convince you with my cheese. All I wanna do is be the coolest cat here, but I'll need some more super breed. Oh, but I need some more super breed. Oh, but I need some more super breed.
Hello, MouseHunt. Welcome to Feedback Friday. It's January 24, 2025. Hopefully get the year right. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hopefully everybody is doing well today. Jungle Kong stopping in first. Can't wait for the event. It's an exciting one. It's certainly a popular one. It's just around the corner. Not too long to wait now. Xanther, welcome on in. Chris, nice to see you. Happy Friday to you as well. Michelle, Sally, Ashley, Jericho. Sally again, hey to you. Serge, hello to you. Bava, hello, hello. Hope you're having yourself a fantastic Friday so far. Trevor, first time catching Feedback Friday live. Well, welcome on in. Glad to have you. Grant, hello to you as well. Matt, why is it an hour later than usual? Probably the clock's changed. That was a little while ago though. So maybe there could be some time zone business going on in your neck of the woods. Lady Nutsy, good morning to you as well. Dave, where are you lighting your candles this Lunar New Year? Hey, that's a good question. That was a question I think I want to ask hunters as well. Get a little bit of a sneak peek at where everyone's planning to use their Lunar Lantern bonus. I'm probably going to be in the Draconic Depths for a little bit. Yeah, I'd imagine that. Where else was I? What else did I set up? The table of contents. I'm planning to do that to use some of my final draft Derby cheese, kind of stretch that a little bit further, and then probably settle back in the Twisted Garden, to be honest. We'll see. Jack says it's 12 a.m. Well, it's 11 a.m. in my neck of the woods. That's usually when we get things started here. Colin, it's amazing how the game's been going for so long. Yep, you're telling me. We've often shared plenty of little anecdotes here and there where we thought the game was going to be slowing down, or what we thought the last expansion of the game would be, you know, so long ago. You know, originally the Mouse Death Bot, I was like, all right, well, that's kind of this unobtainable, long-term, wow, you made it all the way to being able to upgrade to the Death Bot. Wow, that means you really went above and beyond. But that definitely seems like a distant memory now, that's for sure. Daylight savings. I can never remember. Are we in daylight savings time? I think we're in Eastern Standard Time now. It's standard time. And Eastern daylight savings time is in the summer. I don't know. I can't remember. Time zones, dates, calendars, clocks. Those are all my weaknesses, I guess. Sally's going to go to the Warpath for some artillery strike boxes. Ashley is probably going to farm some opals and maybe sapphires for a little bit. I was kind of tempted to do that myself a little bit as well. Good way to maybe even stock up on some printing paper. That might be kind of, you know, even just tour around the folklore forest a little bit, get some extra loot. Maybe you can buy some printing paper from the shop with the extra loot drops. Hope you can grab some hearts this Lunar New Year. Very ambitious, even pluralizing some hearts. That said, if you do get one to drop, it's going to be doubled. It's pretty hard to get one to drop unless you burn one, but I don't think that would be a choice too many people would make. On the topic of the Lunar Lantern event as well, a couple little reminders to throw out there for everybody as well. I believe the Great Winter Hunt closure news post as well mentioned this, but good to reiterate that the event begins on Tuesday, January 28th. There's going to be a new trap skin, a new journal theme to earn. You can get a little sneak peek at those below me there as well. Can maybe venture some guesses as to which trap that may be a skin for. And you can see the journal theme at the top there as well. And it ends on Tuesday, February 11. And at that time, mice stop dropping event cheese. You can no longer light candles, so you can't get double or triple loot drops. For all intents and purposes, really the event comes to an end on February 11. That's it for 1 week afterwards. If you have any unclaimed things on the reward track, you can claim those. I'm pretty sure, I can't believe I forgot already because I was testing this as recently as yesterday, but the event might stick around, I'm pretty sure. Now I probably shouldn't say anything because I'm not 100%. So you can finish up some maps and what have you as well, but we'll probably do a little bit more of a reminder before the shutdown phase gets a little bit closer. There you go. So daylight time is in the summer, standard time is in the winter. All right, I need like some mnemonic device to try to remember that. It's a struggle, and I have a hard time even just searching the internet to figure out what's going on. I think daylight savings time, summer, but Eastern Standard Time, summer. There's an S in both of them. I need some trick to remember. We'll see. So you're going to be using your 111 Emmental cheese with candles. Make your very first run a big one. Yeah, and even, if you don't get a heart, you'll get a whole lot of embers, that's for sure. If you burn up those opals, and that'll jumpstart the next cycle as well. Lim, does the heart drop have a cooldown? No, I don't really think there's any loot drops in the game that have a cooldown. That's usually just things to do with prize mice. That's the only time that comes into play. Sally, you'd love a heart in the Draconic Depths too. You hate the lottery loot. It's a little polarizing, that's for sure. And it's understandable as well. And you just know there are some hunters who kind of like those big, rare, sought-after kind of mythical items. And it is a mythical heart where it's almost they're rare and highly sought after. But because they're a little polarizing, they're not everyone's cup of tea. There's certainly few and far between. As far back as sandblasted metal. Right, there was always kind of very rare, sought-after, hard-to-obtain items, but those types of areas are few and far between. So hopefully you can know, hey, you might prefer a more slow and steady type of area, but then there's other hunters out there who don't like those, right? So that's the beauty of the game as well. We can kind of make areas that appeal to different types of players who like different types of reward structures. But certainly we know kind of rare drops are a little more polarizing, so they're fewer and far between. If you look at the rest of the Folklore Forest region, right, the last 5 areas, there's nothing like that. So you can kind of think, or pick out an area that you really love, and you would be really upset if it changed, right? And there's hunters out there who would like to see that area changed, but that's again kind of the nice thing. Different areas can appeal to different types of hunters. Matt asking if there's any freebies for viewers. Normally we get to that a little bit closer to the end. We'll have a little trivia question just for fun, and Larry will share the answer, but hunters usually get the correct answer. Spoiler, we don't make it a very tricky question, so it's mostly just for fun. Jericho, a big snake. It is a pretty big snake in the trap skin. We'll see. We'll leave it up to speculation of which trap that may be a skin for. I'm not sure. I don't think Jacob didn't draw this on an art stream, did he? Come to think of it now, I'm drawing a blank. I don't remember who illustrated that trap skin. It's a mystery to me as well, apparently. Zeph is just here to complain that the Draconic Depths grind is insane. It's like we were saying earlier. It's I understand, right? It's a bit polarized. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and just know that not all areas are like that. In fact, very, very few areas are like that. So that's just something there for those types of players who really like that type of area. But no, rest assured there's not too many areas like that. So it doesn't come up all that often. And, hopefully you can kind of understand and, spread around the love for other players who like different styles of areas, knowing that most of the areas don't work like that to begin with. So there's just a few that are for those players who are really into that thing. Gordon, what's your favorite cheese and is it in the game yet? I assume you mean like IRL cheese. There's some cheese in the game that I don't think is fit for human consumption, to say the least. I don't think any dentist would recommend diamond cheese being a snack that anyone picks up on. Spring forward, fall back. Michelle, I do remember that little device, but it doesn't help me remember, well, which one's the daylight savings? When are we saving daylight? And when are we on standard time? I don't know. I think I'm a lost cause. I don't think I'll ever be able to retain that knowledge. But yeah, Gordon, I don't know if I have a favorite cheese. What's your favorite cheese? I think it depends, Depends on the mood. And then something like so many things, something that you really enjoy. Sometimes you kind of start to not enjoy it quite as much, or, variety. Variety is the spice of life. Everything comes and goes in its own season. KDM, welcome on in. Hope you're having yourself a great Friday. Sol, will double and triple loot by candles be replicated by the Replicar? Norm, are you hanging out in the chat? I don't want to misspeak. I think I know the answer. But I think Norm's very confident of the answer. I got a feeling he's lurking back there. Dave, you save in the summer. Save in the summer. Okay, you save time in the summer. But you could say you standard in the summer. I don't know. The S device isn't working for me. We'll see. Just to post it on the monitor for the rest of my life. Maybe we don't have Norm lurking back here today. I was relying on Norm. Let's see. Let's give him a little prod. We're gonna message Norm. There's Norm chiming in right here. No, candles don't interact with the Replicar. They only affect loot that a mouse drops. All right. So Norm, am I correct that the candle will affect the heart that drops as loot, but then that effect won't be carried over into the Replicar, right? So if we run that through, if you have a regular candle burning and an item in the depth drops, the candle will double the loot drop, but not double the item that gets magically duplicated in the cart. There you go. All right. So if a mouse drops one opal, then the candle will create another opal, and then just as always, just one opal will then be duplicated by the cart. So there we go. Hey, Saul, you're on to something. All right, Saul's, we're jumping around topics a little bit here, but Saul, you're thinking the way I think now. All right, so save the summer because snow is the standard in Canada. Eh? That might stick. We'll see. We'll see, Saul. A couple months go by and I'm thinking of that. I'm like, all right, there we go. There you go. Norm giving the example. That's a pretty lucky. That's a critical strike if I've ever seen one. Yeah, but I'll definitely be using some of my Emmental that I picked up from the Great Winter Hunt. I think I'm going to do a little run in the Draconic Depths and see what happens. And then I will publish a encyclopedia, the table of contents, and then I'm going to continue stockpiling those living chests. I'm just collecting them. Sometimes it's fun to watch a different number go up for a while. Gordon, what am I drinking? And does it have cheese in it? It's coffee. I don't think there's a variety of coffee that has cheese in it, at least not one that is popular. We'll see. Well, shall we get to this week's trivia question as well? I mean, where is everyone going to be hunting in the Lunar Lantern Event as well? Something I'm kind of curious about. It's kind of neat to see what's the sort of sentiment going into the event, kind of anecdotally, and then kind of, as the event goes on, we can see where players are hunting. It's kind of nice to take a little snapshot as well. Maybe not so much the Lunar New Year event, but certainly some other events. It's nice to get a little snapshot and kind of plays into the next iteration of the event a little bit. Which parts do we want to focus in on? We'll see. As of right now, in the last week, almost 20% of hunters have been hunting in the Draconic Depths, 15% in the Floating Islands, 14% in the Geyser, 7% in the School of Sorcery, or at least taking a hunt, I should say. So if somebody might be in, might contribute to the popularity of more than one area if you're kind of dividing your time. Valor Rift is still quite up there. I guess this is adventures I'm looking at. Let's see today. Where's everybody hunting today? Draconic Depths is the most popular. There you go, 17%. 15% of players are in the Floating Islands. 6% in the School of Sorcery, 6% in the Beanstalk, 6% in the Valor Rift, 5% in the Labyrinth. The Labyrinth is usually up there too. And the Geyser is sitting at 5%. Table of Contents, almost 5%. The Meadow's at 4%. That must be a lot of new players joining. Narwhal asking why there would be so many people in the Draconic Depths to say they should save their Emmental for Lunar New Year. That's definitely a good time, you know, you stretch that out a little bit further as well. But hey, you might be getting a few more grubs, getting some members set up. Narwhal said last year, no more Jade base since we started with the Dragon. We did complete the set, and they were limited edition. So limited edition, they shall stay, you know, barring some rather large overhaul to the game to change that, but you know, for now, if it's not broke, we stick with the status quo, I guess. So, but the Jade base is not limited edition; it does make a return, and actually, that is a beautiful transition into the trivia question for this week, because the answer is already on the screen because I forgot to hide it. It's finally happened. I don't think that's happened once yet. So today's trivia question, aka just fun fact about the game edition. Okay, this is just fun fact about the game edition is. What year was the original Jade base introduced? Well, just in case your eyes aren't open, you can take a guess. But if your eyes are open, you can see the answer is in 2012. That's quite a while ago. That's, you know, I'm starting to run out of fingers and toes to count that on. Hunters are lining up the bosses for the event. Yeah, that's probably it, Michelle. Yeah, just getting every area into a nice little spot. You can just go and light a candle and then just, you know, hunt and travel, hunt and travel, hunt and travel. There's something awfully satisfying about that. There we go. Saul was the first person in the chat to have the answer correct. Oops, we forgot to hide the answer before this went up, but that's okay. It's just for some fun. This is Fun Fact Edition. I'll put this link in the chat as well to make it easier for clicking. It's a little something to help you get a start in the Lunar Lantern event this Lunar New Year. Ashley, sounds like the Dragon Origin maps are popular then. I believe that is. I haven't checked in a little bit, but last time I checked, that was the most popular map going on. Well, I haven't checked in a little bit. Narwhal, anyone with me in the gardens? I'm with you. If you're talking about the living garden. If you're talking about the seasonal garden, I am not. Technically twisted. Potatoes think the Folklore Forest might not be the best spot for Lunar New Year. You'll probably be focusing some artillery commanders and where your horn brings you. Eh? Sometimes it's nice to travel around. It is a bit of a short and sweet event because it's a bit of a potent as well, a potent event. Sometimes those things that are really intense, they're kind of fun as just more of a sprint than a marathon, you know, if you follow me. So it's a bit of a shorter event. So, you know, it's kind of nice to travel around a little bit. Chris, you're going to be hunting in the iceberg. Hey, Scrib, nice to see you. Welcome in. Scrib got the answer right there too. 2nd of 2012. Getting caught up on the chat. Slowly here. Murphy, you missed the year of the snake base. Uh-oh. Well, that's just part of your story now. You know, it's kind of nice. You look back. You look back in your inventory and it tells a little bit of the story, a history of your hunter. Right back at you, Matt. Yep, YX, it was 5 dumpling cheese that Larry had for everybody. A little head start on the on collecting some candles. Was the first one the year of the pig, eh? I don't believe so. I think the first Jade base might have been Dragon. I think it was the Dragon Jade base. I'm pretty sure. That would have been a good trivia question. There you go. What was the first like engraved Jade base introduced? It would have been something in 2012. I'm willing to bet. Let's check it out. Let's check out the 2012. I gotta scroll a lot to get down to 2012. Time is passing, everyone. Despite our best efforts, the future continues to become the present. Oh, I guess that year Lunar New Year started in January. Yeah, and it was a dragon festival. So I think it was probably the dragon. Jade Dragon? Duck. Yep, Nid, you're right. It was the Jade Duck base for Year of the Duck. That's the hidden, that's the Easter egg. Duck, giraffe, badger. That's your spirit animal, the badger. Organic, any adjustments to the map chest this year? You've been hoping for the chest to be a little bit more dynamic instead of having the exact same loot. Yeah, that can be, that might be an okay suggestion to jot down. This year, the maps have stayed the same. Lunar New Year is a bit of a tricky one because mapping isn't quite the focus. The focus is to go out into the world and use your lantern to get loot bonuses anywhere you like. And so to that effect, you can be working on just a regular area map, right? Or you could be doing a Relic Hunter map. You could be doing an Origin of Dragons map. You could be doing a rainbow map, really like the sky's the limit because the event technically takes place in every single location. So, you can have your event map on the go, and that's meant as a way you can use some of your relics to help speed up your cheese collection a little bit, kind of speed up that phase. But, once you're kind of established and you're ready to start using the loot bonus, the event maps almost get in the way a little bit because you sort of, transition from hunting those event mice into using your loot bonus somewhere. So the maps, they serve a purpose, but it's a very subdued. They're very, very small part of the event. Where something like, say, the Great Winter Hunt, you're going to these specific areas. Your whole objective is to capture these event mice, break the shield, make your way to the Frost King. So the maps tie in very in a more significant way because the main thing, your main goal involves hunting event mice. Whereas in the Lunar New Year event, the event mice are kind of at the bottom tier of your goals. They're your starting point, but they're not your destination. So the maps are just a bit of a smaller portion of the whole Lantern event. Is that with the Firecrackers cruise ship event? Larry's Cozy Cruise. I did like that one. I liked the visuals of just touring around Narnia on a ship and lighting fireworks off the back of the ship. The Cozy Cruise lives on in our cozy memories. It is a cozy memory. YD, any new Jade base this year? No new Jade base. Kind of the set has been completed. That said, we do the Wealth Ingots is the new kind of collectible set to slowly complete. Yeah, organic, you can spend quite a bit of time stocking up on candles, that's for sure. Maps are a way to kind of speed that up, especially working with friends. You can speed up the candle collection, a little bit. Every year that goes by, you tend to build up a little bit of a stash of the dumpling cheese as well. It seems to be the natural order of things. Carl is still out there. He is part of the game still. You got to zoom in on the map a little bit. But if you head on over to the harbor, actually, here we go. We can do this. Let's take a look. What can we do? Yeah, we're going to hide that. We're going to hide that. Where's the lantern? Not quite sure where the lantern is. That's all right. Whoa, this isn't the map. All right, I'll try to relocate this map. Where are we? Carl's sunk on the map, isn't he? Or am I thinking of something else? Am I thinking of the birthday? I'm having trouble making this map any bigger, too. It's already big. It's too big. This is a large image. This is a challenge. Look at this amazing zoom-in technique. Isn't that the Super Mega Fighter Zoid? That's not his ship, is it? It's not in the white void of nothingness. I had to move it to be able to expand the image and make it bigger. That's just the... I suppose I don't have to, but that seems to be the easiest way. There it is. All right, there we go. There's Carl. It's just the bow of the ship? What do you call the front of a ship? I think aft is the rear of a ship. Is the bow? Is that the front of the ship? See how nautical we can, what nautical terms we can pin down here. Ashley, pretty sure the map is the biggest art asset in the whole game. It's getting up there. Yeah, I would. That would be my guess as well, if I had to guess. The bow is the front. All right, there we go. Nathan, welcome on in. You've been missing them live, but you'll be watching later. Well, thanks for stopping in, Nathan. Sinkin' Carl. Port is left and starboard is right. Yeah. See, we're talking about how to remember things, right? Port has 4 letters in it, and left has 4 letters in it. That's how I remember that. Port is the left and starboard is the right. Yeah, Carl's still there. Who knows? I mean, that ship has been taken. It's been sinking for a while. It must have hit something. It must be kind of shallow there. We kind of stuck on the bottom. I don't know. I have to send in a dive team to see what's going on with Carl's ship. Who knows? Maybe one day he'll be able to right his ship back up. Might have to turn into a Halloween event at that point, though. Probably be a pretty haunted ship by the time it resurfaces. Starboard has 2 R's in it, so it's double right. All right, there we go. Now we got something for both sides. Port has 4 letters, just like the word left. Starboard has 2 R's in it, so it's more right. Yeah. George, you're not looking forward to Lunar New Year because you have not unlocked the bountiful beanstalk yet. Well, hey, maybe you could use Lunar New Year to help unlock that. It's kind of the beauty of Lunar New Year. Anything loot-based, it takes place everywhere. Maybe he fled into that white void of nothingness, eh? Yeah. And not much going on here. Hey, look, the lanterns are starting to, get over there. They're infiltrating the void. This area probably seems like it needs something, eh? I would say this area over here is probably, due. There we go. We'll just leave the fungal cavern below me, I guess. There's a drawing of Zombie Carl out there as well, yeah. I don't know, is that anywhere in the game? We just probably use that in some news posts here and there, but yeah. There's Zombie Carl's out there. You ever considered using Carl's Cruise's old event mouse retirement home area? Well, it might be a little tricky to pull off. It's tough. It's I think it kind of sounds like a good idea on the surface, and then as you sort of explore the details of that and kind of how to execute that, it starts to fall apart a little bit, right? Like the theme gets a little, I don't know, it's not a very cohesive theme, kind of all over the place. So there's probably other solutions to that. Our old hunters, we've touched base on the Lunar New Year. We did this week's trivia question here, aka fun fact about the game, as I forgot to hide the answer before putting it up, but that's all right. It's not a very tricky one, especially when it's number-based. There's only so many possible guesses you could have at that, right? The game came to be in 2008, so you could guess, was that 15, 16, 17? There's 17 possible answers to that, and if you said 2025, that would probably be a pretty poor guess. So, realistically, there's only so many right answers, so that's okay. That's just a fun fact about the game. Great. It'd be nice to have a day or two where the candles don't work in the event, so you don't feel like you're missing out to collect them, eh? I understand the sentiment as well, but hey, as the years go by, often you finish the event and you have some candles left over. You have a little bit of a stockpile going there as well. And if you're doing some maps here and there, they add up pretty quickly. And sometimes fun feeling is anticipation, right? So kind of that feeling of like, oh, I can't wait to get them going. Sometimes that's the fun part. It's kind of when you have something scheduled for a little later in the week that you're excited about. I don't know, you have a little bounce in your step for all the days leading up to that day. A ghost shipwreck area would be pretty cool. Hey, if you go to the Sunken City, you can come across a few shipwrecks with some barnacles. I don't think they're haunted. You can find some shipwrecks. Feedback Friday, no question, only trivia. All right, well, hunters, thank you so much for joining me this week. Again, the Lunar Lantern Event begins Tuesday, January 28th. It goes for 2 weeks, and then after that, your loot bonuses are gone. You can't collect more cheese or candles. You will have a little bit of time after that. It'll be a week to claim anything on your reward track if you kind of forgot to click those buttons. But basically, the event does come to an end on Tuesday, February 11th. So get any last minute prep underway. Get any little bits of cheese that you need to have stockpiled. Maybe you want to capture a warmonger or something. You want to get to wave 4 before that. You can start lining some things up. And it's good to do a little bit of last minute prep. Thanks for joining me. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. We'll see you next time. That's just the trivia screen. That isn't the goodbye screen. We'll goodbye again. We'll try this again.
1, 2.
You're a trap. Don't seem to mind it. You attract me. I'm a mouse, you're a cat. I don't seem to mind it. Soft and furry. Oh, and just when I think I'm safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap. Just when you think you're safe, snap. I come back. You don't seem to mind it, but I'm a fool. Broke my back. You don't seem to mind it, 'cause you're so cool. And just when I think I'm safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap. Ooh. And just when you think you're safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe.